Hello, Aquarius. This is your monthly romance reading. My name is Dawn Priolette, and this is for the dates of September 22nd through October 22nd. So, in the first position, which is how you see your partner, let me see if I can get the camera on it. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The word that's coming to me right away is opportunity. This is how you see your partner. Now, whether this means that your partner is financially more well off than you are, or if this is just going to give you the inspiration you need to get going with your career and make new opportunities for yourself. Because the Ace of Pentacles usually has to do with new beginnings, um, with regard to money and jobs and career. So that's how you see your partner, possibly as either the impetus to get you moving in the right direction, or maybe it's just that your partner has more money, earns more money than you do. Um, and it's more of a thing where you're going to be taken care of financially and you won't have that pressure on you. Now, this is how your partner sees you. Now, this came up in other readings as well in this position, so this is interesting. The Empress. The Empress is like the Earth Mother, and she even looks kind of pregnant in this card. If you look at her, she looks like she might be pregnant. And so when I see this come up in, as far as how your partner sees you, this kind of tells me that your partner is seeing you as a nurturing, motherly kind of figure. And that may or may not be such a good thing, because if you are mothering your partner, you may get kind of tired of it and you may also get turned off by it. So if you're a woman and listening to this, if your partner's seeing you as a mother figure, oh boy, I would say stop doing things for him, stop cleaning up after him, stop cooking for him, stop mothering him, because it's not going to be a big turn on when you start feeling like you're living with your teenage son. Okay, enough said. um, and the next position is number 3, which is your needs. Your needs. And here we have the Queen of Swords. Now, normally in the upright position, the Queen of Swords is a very logical, sharp, clever woman. But there's a lot of thought energy here, a lot of mental energy. And so since it came up in the reverse, I would say that your needs are to be less logical and perhaps become more emotionally centered, and stop trying to think so much when you're, as far as your relationships are concerned. Sometimes you think yourself into problems that aren't really there, they're saying. And next we have, in the next position, we have your partner's needs. And for this, the Queen of Cups came up. And the Queen of Cups is a very emotional person. Now, this could be a man or a woman, but this is a person that's very in touch with their emotions. And so this is what your partner is needing, is someone who is in touch with their emotions, which makes a lot of sense because this card that I just said was saying that your needs are to get more in touch with your emotions, to be less logical, less trying to think everything out, and instead become more emotional. So that makes perfect sense. Now, the next position is the current state of the relationship, and the Hierophant has come up for this. The Hierophant is like organizations. This could be your religion, your culture, Sometimes it has to do with institutions like universities, but really in terms of how, how this pertains to your relationship, this is the current state of where you're at. And this is kind of telling me that you're doing things according to Hoyle. You're doing things according to your family's cultural values, religious norms of your society, rather than doing your relationship, and exploring, what would I actually choose if I could just forget about for a moment my training, my childhood training about what a relationship is supposed to look like according to my parents and their parents and their parents' parents, and so on and so on for, at least 7 generations. Um, this is just saying you're kind of going along with everything the way that your parents did it, and this may or may not be the way you want to go. Um, Now the next card is the path that you would like for the relationship to follow. This came up the Five of Pentacles, but it came up in reverse. Now, Five of Pentacles upright means you're being left out in the cold. You're feeling a sense of scarcity, a sense of lack. And normally it has to do with money and finances and, first chakra issues. But since this is a love reading, I would say, and because it came up in the reverse, it's saying, you know that in the past you have felt lack in relationships. You felt a scarcity of attention, of love. And so in this relationship, this is the way you'd like to see things go, is that there will be an end to the lack. But be careful with that, because we usually get what we focus on, whether you want it or you don't want it. Okay, so if you're focusing on the past and what was missing in the past, you could end up recreating that again. So instead, you want to get an idea of what it is you want, put it in the positive, and start focusing on that. Now, the next card is a little bit troubling to me. The path that your partner would like to see the relationship go. And this is the Seven of Swords. This is like a sneaky card. This is somebody who's kind of pulling the wool over someone's eyes. So I want you to be careful and make sure that you're not, putting your blindfold on and not looking at something. Is there something going on that you're not wanting to see? Because this is telling me that your partner perhaps is not being completely honest about something. So just make sure that you're asking the right questions. Never make assumptions that just because you want a serious relationship, and just because you would never hide such an important thing like the fact that you're married, for example. Just because you would never hide such a thing, don't assume that the man that you're dealing with, or the person you're dealing with, if it's a woman, feels the same way as you do. Unfortunately, we have to ask, questions like, are you married? Just because someone's on a dating site does not necessarily mean that they are free to date and free to have a relationship. So make sure that you're asking questions, because people don't always just come right out and tell you these things. Okay? So card number 8 is an aspect of the relationship that you should consider. And here it is right here. This is the Two of Swords. Here's you with the blindfold on, and your back is to the water, which is not really wise. It's not wise to put your back to the ocean. And then there's the moon even in the background, which is suggesting some things that are hidden from you. Okay, so again, you know, these cards are right next to each other. Okay, so make sure, Aquarius, that you are asking the right questions, and make sure, take off your blindfold, because you know there may be some things that are going on that you're just putting on the blindfold about. You don't want to face up to it. You don't want to ask the questions, but you know, these two cards are like a warning. And so the final question outcome, if you had a particular question in mind, this will kind of give you the outcome of that question. If it was a yes no question, I'm getting that it's a yes. This came up the Page of Pentacles. Let me get it in the camera for you. Okay, this is what it looks like upright, and it came up reverse. Page of Pentacles. You know, the fact that this came up in the reverse, okay, this is often a message about money, concerning money or employment, but this is a love reading, and what I heard was, be careful about your money. Be careful with this person about your money. Do not. I don't know, you know, you'll have to tell me in the comments section how this is pertaining to you, Aquarius. But this is saying, just be careful about trusting this person with your money, because these cards, there's something going on here. There's some truth that is not coming out. There's information that this person is not coming forward with at this point. And it could be about a wife that you don't know about, children you don't know about, a whole family you don't even know about. I'm not sure what that is, but you'll have to let me know when you find out. Let me know how that worked out, because with this card, I'm just getting a warning to watch your money. Don't be so quick to share your money. You don't need to do that. And even if you're married, you know, you should always keep a separate account or some money stashed away somewhere that is your money. And they're saying something about gambling. Maybe somebody in your life, you know, the partner in your life has a gambling problem or something. And that may be true for some of you. Obviously, this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to every one of you. Okay? So anyhow, that is the outcome. And if you need more clarification on your particular situation, in the description box below, I'm putting a link. I will, it'll take you to where you can get a special 2-question reading from me, and I will actually deal with your 2 specific questions and send you a video. So it'll be specific for you, and or you can get a Skype reading with me as well. So thank you, Aquarius. Again, give me your comments in the description box, and thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next month.